Happy New Year! Welcome to Thursday Reviews. Today we're going to be reviewing a Stanley tape measure. Well, you might be wondering how I'm going to review a tape measure, but this is one of the best, if not the best tape measure I have ever owned. It's one of these basic ones with a lock switch. It has a bright Stanley logo on the front. I guess this is the front. The tape comes out right here with a lock switch above it. On the back is a clip, which quite a bit of these things have. This is interesting, though. It says plus 2.5 inches here at the bottom. That is how long this section of the tape measure is. There's also these grips all the way around it, which also just looks nice. Okay, let's look at the tape itself. The first couple inches are pretty worn out on mine. The first 12 inches has lines up to the 1/16 inches. And after that, it has up to 1/8 of an inch. It's also got red numbers 1 through 12. That way, if you have it extended to something like 28 inches, you could also say 2 feet 4 inches. I say we measure some stuff. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure the length of the bookshelf here. Let's do it upside down. See, it doesn't really matter because of this 2.5 inches thing, so I could go this way and add 2.5 inches, or I could just go this way and read it upside down. It's 27.5 inches in width, and might as well, oh yeah, same kind of deal here. Yeah, this is always kind of tough to do, but you can always get the height of it. And see that it is 64.5 inches tall, or if you wanted to read the red numbers here, it was 64.5 inches, or you could say 5 feet and 4.5 inches using the red numbers. You could do that too. Let's measure some other stuff. Welcome to Thursday Reviews. Today we're reviewing, no, we're just gonna measure it. Let's measure how tall it is this way and the depth of this whole part here. Lock it. We'll say 6 inches. Actually, wait a minute. No, actually it's about 5.5. 5.5 inches. Sorry, I was holding it kind of weird. And if we go this way, 3 inches right there. Hey, if you'd like to see the review of this, I want to say it was something like episode 5 or episode 6. It was one of the very first things I was reviewing back when I was sitting in my old spot. So back when the videos really were not that great. But I hopefully will put a link in the description if I remember for this thermometer, if you want to watch the video of it. So instead of measuring anything, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to extend this tape all the way out, and I want to show you how well the lock switch works. Look at that. It's pointing straight up. We're at 18 inches and it's not doing anything. If I go up, it'll do it after a while. But look at that. I'm 34 inches in, pointing it straight up. If I point it absolutely 100% straight up, then it will fall. But if I lean it even a little bit, it does okay. So the lock switch actually works pretty well. So now it's time to find out the pros and cons. So the first thing, what do I like, is it's very sturdy. You could probably run this thing over. I don't know. This is one of the most solid tape measures I think I've ever had. And it's something to expect when you're getting it from a good brand like Stanley. Yeah, this thing has been used a lot, and it still looks pretty good. So, yeah, I'll have to give it that. It's built very well. Now, this is just personal preference and all this, but 16 feet is way bigger than anything I would ever need. So, yeah, and in a small size like this, too, a 16-foot tape measure, not too bad. Another thing I like is that the lock switch on this thing actually works. For the most part, on most tape measures I've seen, the lock switch barely does anything. It just kind of makes it makes the tape measure retract a little more slowly than it would if you didn't have the lock switch, but it doesn't work. This one, it actually does work up to a point. It will start to slide back on you if you have it, stretched out long enough, but for the most part, I would say it actually functions the way it's supposed to and the way that you'd want it to function, which is, they call it a lock switch for a reason. So, yeah, it's nice that it actually works on here. I also like that they have these little labels where it says plus 2.5 inches. Most tape measures that I've seen, they don't do that. If you have this up against a wall and the tape measure can only go out that much, you know exactly how much longer it is from, let's say, whatever you're measuring to the wall, or, whatever the situation may be. I've seen the vast majority of tape measures I've seen don't do that. So that's a nice touch that they added there. Now I'm going to go over the cons. So the first thing is, and the only thing is, that this thing is a fingerprint magnet. They just get everywhere. It doesn't really matter what you do. Your fingerprint will be all over this thing by the time you're done. I guess it really doesn't matter because it's probably going to be in your garage or toolbox or whatever all day, and it's not like you're going to be looking at it thinking, man, that fingerprint up there is really big, and this one over here looks really weird. And, oh, I touched it back here too. I can see my fingerprint right there too. Like, nobody's going to really be looking at that, but yeah, it is there, and I thought I would bring it up. Thank you for watching this week's episode of Thursday Reviews. I'm actually going to have a video coming out tomorrow as well. It's an update video from my Olympus DM720. So you'll have to see what that is. It's just a bonus episode coming tomorrow, and then, so I guess I'll see you then, and I'll see you next week for another more normal episode of Thursday Reviews.